Evening all, welcome back to the ground break. So I had a revelation. I went out last night and I got incredibly squiffy. I went to a Madness tribute act and I had a revelation. In fact, here's some footage of it just to see, you can see what I'm seeing. So there I was, stood in the audience, slightly bored. It was good, but I was not that bothered. And I went to go to the gentleman's area, which is the toilet, and it suddenly dawned on me that people don't like conflict. That's why people have issue with this game. That's today's topic. I think an awful lot of people who play EVE never engage in any conflict. It suddenly dawned on me, PvP, things like that, they're not into it. And I'll regale you as to why this suddenly dawned on me. So I went to the toilet, to the gentleman's rest room, and on my way back, it was so busy. And if you don't know, it was basically the Madness. Madness is a big sort of 80s band, very popular with, many people. Now, interestingly enough, I did note there was a large number of skinheads in the, in the audience. If you don't know what a skinhead is, basically, in the UK around the 80s, we had a group of people that were very, very angry at the world. Called skinheads, and it kind of started from the punk movement. Long story short, they're quite racist, horrible, nasty people who like to fight, and they get a bit fighty. And I literally brushed past a group of skinheads, and as he was dancing, the guy I bumped into, he turned around and basically bashed his arm on my chest, and his pint went all over him. So it was this suddenly moment where I thought, okay, someone's about to be killed here, and I'm about to lose my teeth. But it suddenly dawned on me, that's the thing. If and I'm one of these people that have been around that sort of thing for a lot of my life. And so you never look scared, you never sort of say sorry, never do anything like that. And I didn't, I just looked at him and shrugged, and he kind of was like, oh, go away sort of thing, and I walked on. And I was kind of slightly relieved. My pants are a bit wet. But the reality is conflict is a big problem. Because there's an awful lot of people that will do anything to avoid conflict in any way possible whatsoever. And I think that's the issue. So basically it just dawned on me in my drunken stupor later that evening, as all of my friends were kind of talking and I could just see their mouths mouthing around. I was suddenly thinking important thoughts around EVE Vanguard, the thoughts of the day, if you will. And it suddenly dawned on me that that's the issue. I think an awful lot of EVE players, they don't actually ever engage in anything that's relatively conflict-full. So things like empire ganking, stuff like that, it really annoys them. And that was it. And it suddenly dawned on me, that's it. That's the reason I think we have some naysayers around this game, because you're forced to PvP in this game. You may not want to, but you kind of have to. And I think that's the issue. So it kind of made me think, well, is there a better way to do this? So later in the evening, as I'm staggering back to my friend's house, kebab in hand, I again had further deep thoughts about EVE Vanguard, where my thought was, well, maybe you have a mission mode or an area where there's no PvP. And then I realised you can't do that. I think that's dangerous to do that. You make a very boring game if you do that. So my feeling was let's put some incentive into the game, maybe that stops people griefing. I don't know. But there we go. That was my revelation. It suddenly dawned on me that there's an awful lot of negativity in comments. Well, there's not a huge amount. I'm being ungracious there. I think my kind of thought process is that there is a bit of negativity because I think people fear conflict. But there we go. So anyway, there you go. That's discussing the comments, posting the comments, see if I think I've got that right. What you're seeing in the background here was Josh finally joined, managed to get Josh in, and we've been playing. Well, I don't know actually what we're doing here. We come across this area. It turns out it's a mission, and we have no idea what we're doing, but we basically start looting. And, basically we kick the hornet's nest. I think the way to think of it is we lovingly stuck our genitals into a hornet's nest and wondered why people got angry. Because literally we're about to every bullet we ever craft gets used here. Thoroughly loved it, totally, didn't know what was going on, but I felt the chaos. I love games where there's a bit of chaos, you're just walking along, you just, completed Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and you've got your special mushroom of fortitude, and then some guy jumps out and stabs you with a rusty syringe, and you've got, hepatitis C or something. I kind of like the sort of unexpected nature of that. Admittedly, I've not seen that on the Nintendo Play Store, but I think there's an opportunity missed maybe there. Mario contracts Hep C. Who knows? Could it be fun? Could be fun. You don't know. It could be. But it's unlikely to be made. And I think that's my kind of feeling, is that it's kind of fun. This mission where it's just chaos. The alarm was blaring. there was definitely just unknown chaos here because we kept getting rushed by yellow dudes. By the way, somebody posted in the comments, what's the difference? Yellow dudes, red dudes, blue dudes, and white dudes. Obviously, I see no colour because I am that man, but I just generally wonder what the difference be. I'm guessing some are upward troops, some are like raiders. I don't know really, but post in the comments if you know what the difference is. But a great example of how the game felt like it was getting out of our control. So far, the game has felt relatively safe. PvP is obviously crazy, but coming across NPCs, I've never actually felt that much of a threat from NPCs. They always feel a bit tame, actually. Well, that changed with this mission. So as we're doing it, it just escalates and escalates. Look at that, there's more dudes coming in. I liked it. I thought it was very good. I think at one point we realised that we might be down to knives, and that made me kind of fun. That kind of funny, really. I think that kind of thing is definitely, what I like about the game. There's only a few days left, so if you haven't tried it yet, please do consider coming to try it. You're running out of time. You need to get into the game and try it. It's now free. There's no Amiga requirement. You have until the 12th, which if I look at my watch is 4 days away, so you've got a bit of time. You should definitely be getting in here because it's fun. I definitely enjoyed this. Like, I was pretty drunk when I played this. It may surprise you to hear. But I was still getting a huge amount of enjoyment from it. Lots of mistakes I'm making here, though. So, again, I didn't realise... Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think these NPCs drop any spawn loot. So, you can't rely on them. I don't know why I'm recloning here. That's a complete waste of clone, but there we go. And I think that's kind of my feeling is that I didn't really know what was going on, but I loved it. And I think games like that, I'm excited and intrigued to play. I felt that with Division, actually. The Division was always a very interesting game because half of the time I didn't know what was going on. And if you never played, I don't know if you remember the original Division, you had the survival mode, which was set basically in a winter blizzard. One of the finest gaming modes I've ever played in my life. And it's a survival game, and it's where you have to really think about what you're doing because you get cold and you suffer and you struggle. And at the end of it, when you're trying to get picked up, you've got to do a fight with an NPC that genuinely is terrifying. Like those things, the hunters, my goodness, they were brilliant. And I feel that again is here. I felt very much like, hang on, we're being overwhelmed here. The AI was a bit rush and shoot and gun, so the AI wasn't perfect, but it was still enough to make me go, this is getting a bit scary now. And I like that. Again, huge fan of that. Where do we go in this game? I mean, the play test ends in 4 days. What then? We're going to be left with a bit of a black hole again. And I'm hoping they get all they need from it. I think the fact they've extended the gameplay testing bit is probably a good sign because they maybe want more people to play it. It's maybe a slightly bad sign that there's not enough people playing it, maybe. I think there's also a bit of challenge over where does this now sit now that eFrontiers has been announced. If you don't know what eFrontiers is, that's basically a new game based upon, I want to say blockchain technology, but I'm going to do a terrible disservice to that concept. I can't really say much more than that because I understand it is closed and there are NDAs in play. But what I liked about it was an interesting take on survivability. But again, it puts an interesting challenge in my mind in that I hope they do have the drive and the vision to do 2 projects here, not just with 1. That's how I would do this back in before the bad times and the times we do not speak of. We would always kind of look at having 3 projects in the pipeline, of which we'd greenlight 1. So you would look to only invest in the 1. But my hope is Vanguard has proved to be a worthy addition, and I certainly think it is. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.
Yeah, we need to run or something?
No, we use knives like men.
Whoa. Bee. What? I got attacked by some red bee. Oh, he's gonna kill me. I'm coming. I was battling a red bee too.